The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as the proximity alarms wailed through the crystalline halls of Station Zenith. Ambassador Krelvax of the Thorian Dominion raised his 4 optical sensors toward the viewport, his chitin plates clicking nervously. The impossible had arrived. The ESS Prometheus hung in space like a ghost from humanity's past. 7 years ago, it had vanished into the void sector, a region of space where the laws of physics bent and twisted into incomprehensible shapes. No ship had ever returned from the void. Until now. Impossible, hissed Council Prime Shalara, her tentacles coiling around her hovering throne. Our sensors detected nothing. No warp signature, no quantum displacement. It simply appeared. Inside the Prometheus, Commander Lisa Chen stared at the view screen, her fingers drumming against the armrest of the captain's chair. Beside her, Chief Engineer Max Rodriguez worked furiously at his console, his face illuminated by streams of data that would have been gibberish 7 years ago. Now they made perfect sense. "They're hailing us," Lisa said calmly. "Open a channel." The Galactic Council's transmission crackled to life. Krelvax's translated voice filled the bridge. "Human vessel Prometheus, you were declared lost with all hands. How did you survive the void sector? And how did you penetrate our defense perimeter undetected?" Lisa exchanged a glance with Max. A silent understanding passed between them. They had debated this moment for months during their journey back. The truth would change everything. "We didn't survive the void," Lisa replied. "We fell through it, and we found something on the other side." In the council chamber, the assembled representatives of 43 species shifted uneasily. The Krenathi Warmaster leaned forward, his multiple mandibles clicking. "Explain yourself, human." Max stepped into frame, holding a small metallic sphere no larger than a baseball. It pulsed with a soft blue light that seemed to exist in more dimensions than the eye could process. "We found a derelict," Max began, his voice steady. "A ship from a civilization that existed before the current galactic era, before any of your species reached the stars. They called themselves the Architects." The council erupted in denial. The Architects were a myth, a legend told to young across 1,000 worlds. Ancient beings who had mastered the fundamental forces of reality itself, before vanishing without trace. "Silence," Shalara commanded. "If what you claim is true, present evidence." Lisa nodded to Max. He activated the sphere. Reality hiccuped. For a fraction of a second, every being in the council chamber existed in 2 places simultaneously. They felt themselves aboard the Prometheus, saw through Lisa's eyes, experienced Max's memories of the ancient derelict floating in a pocket dimension where time moved differently. When the sensation ended, the council sat in stunned silence. "That's impossible," Krelvax whispered. "Temporal perception sharing across light years. Our greatest scientists have theorized such technology for millennia, but the energy requirements alone would require harnessing a star." "The sphere uses zero-point energy," Max explained. "It doesn't draw power from our dimension. It pulls from the quantum substrate beneath reality itself. Unlimited, clean, accessible anywhere." The Krenathi Warmaster rose to his full height, his combat reflexes triggering. "You bring a weapon beyond imagining into this chamber. You could have destroyed us all before we knew to defend ourselves." "We could have," Lisa agreed, "but we didn't. We came here to share this discovery. Humanity learned something in the void sector, something your species might have forgotten in your millions of years of civilization." She stood, her posture radiating quiet confidence. "We learned that being first doesn't matter. Being strongest doesn't matter. What matters is what you do when you hold absolute power." Max deactivated the sphere and the blue light faded. The Architects left behind enough technology to revolutionize the galaxy. Clean energy for every world. Medical devices that can cure any disease. Construction methods that could build Dyson spheres in weeks instead of centuries. We could have kept it all, armed ourselves, made humanity the dominant power in known space. "So why didn't you?" Shalara asked, genuine curiosity replacing her earlier hostility. Lisa smiled. "Because we're human. We're stubborn, we're curious, and we're stupid enough to believe that cooperation is stronger than conquest. The Architects fell because they isolated themselves, believed they were beyond the need for community. We won't make that mistake." She held up a data crystal, its surface reflecting the starlight from beyond the viewport. "This contains everything we found. Full specifications, manufacturing processes, theoretical frameworks. We're giving it to the Council freely on one condition. The chamber held its breath. That humanity gets a seat at this table. Not as conquerors, as equals. The silence stretched for long moments. Then Krelvax began a slow, rhythmic clicking, the Thorian equivalent of applause. One by one, other species joined in their own traditions of approval. Shalara's tentacles unfurled in a gesture of acceptance. 7 years ago, we thought humanity too young, too reckless for council membership. You needed another century of maturation, we said. Her optical cluster focused intently on Lisa. We were wrong. A mature species hoards power. Only the wise share it. As the council voted unanimously to grant humanity's petition, Max leaned toward Lisa and whispered, "You realize we just gave away the biggest advantage humanity has ever had?" Lisa watched the stars beyond the viewport, thinking of Earth, of the billions who had waited and wondered if the Prometheus would ever return. "We gave away technology, Max, but we gained something the architects never had and never understood." "What's that?" "Friends." The ESS Prometheus remained docked at Station Zenith for 3 months while human and alien scientists worked together, unraveling the mysteries of the architect's legacy. And in the captain's quarters, Lisa Chen kept the original sphere, its blue light pulsing softly in the darkness. The device that shouldn't exist had brought humanity to the stars not through force, but through the most human trait of all, the stubborn belief that sharing the impossible was better than hoarding it. And the galaxy would never be the same.